How y'all doing? If you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Christmas shopping is in full swing, so we are whittling down our items, but we're adding to existing listings and just going through some stuff. And then I'm adding a game, a rare game I'll be selling in the box. So we have a whole bunch of monopolies, and then we have Captain Sonar, which I know nothing about, but took a chance on it, picked it up. So we'll look at that at the end, but let's start in with these monopolies. All right, so we got two electronic bankings to start. I got these today. Now, I do a lot of Goodwill, and I do a lot of stuff on sale. So most of the board games that I part out, those board games being Game of Life, Monopoly, Clue, and Sorry, I have to get them at $2 or under to make money. This, with electronic banking, you make significantly more money. However, this is a game of patience. I don't have to buy it at $5. I'll still make money if I do, but I don't have to. There is also a chance that this unit is either not in the box or doesn't work. But I know from experience these aren't going to sell. That's why they always make it, 5 weeks on the shelf or 4 weeks on the shelf before they're on sale. So we just wait. I know which stores have what. I just make sure when Sunday rolls around and they're on sale, I'll go grab them. Got it for $2.50 instead of $5. So we make a bit more money on it. If I waited an additional week, it'd be another $1.25 off, but grab them when they drop just a bit. This one, I'm in it for the banking unit, but depending on the year, the tokens are also okay. So the hotels and houses, however, are not okay. They don't move the needle. So all I want out of here are our tokens here, which I have a running listing of. Should be 6. We got 6. These are junk. And then we have the shit. These are not in good shape. We have the cards to go into the unit. I can sell the unit with or without cards. But those being beat up puts me in a position. However, we got 2. I might just end up doing a one with all good cards, or just a unit, save some cards, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll dig into the units after I get them all in box, though. Alright, nothing too crazy in those. So I have the 6 counts for that game. Also, one of the games had a ton of extra pieces in it. Unfortunately, it had a cannon that's broken, because I always need the guns, but it had basically an entire Monopoly set plus an ice skates, which I don't even know what that goes to. But we'll just put that in randoms. The cards are actually not too bad. They both have the 6 cards. They're played with condition. One of them, interestingly, packaged the batteries with the game. And I don't think they did that to, bring it to the thrift shop or whatever. I think that's how they stored the game, and the batteries exploded in the bag. So that would have been in the unit if they hadn't done it that way. So we're going to check these out, make sure they work. I always test them out, and then I always film them before they go out. I think I may have sold all of this particular unit. So eBay started doing volume pricing, which was really nice, especially for me, where I sell a lot of parts. So I do a volume pricing. I can give a discount on multiple purchases of the same item, which knocks down my shipping. I make more. The people buying get more. It all works out. So I sold all of these to somebody. So I'm going to put in the card, just make sure I can read it. So it says player 4. I did have one of these go out, and I had not checked it. I didn't know that the cards can get so worn it can't read them. seemed a little sus, but I wasn't going to have him send it back, but I think that just said player 4. Uh-oh. Player 4. Player 4. Huh. So I don't know if it's the unit or not. And how to even fix that. It's reading the bumps. It's saying player 2 for both of those. It may be the cards. 6. So I think the unit may be broken. Well, when I lowered it, it worked. 1. 1. Alright, so being as we have another set of cards, obviously we can test this. 4. 5. Didn't read this card. 5. I don't know. That could be the unit itself is damaged, and I don't know a lot about these. I've never taken them apart. So, of course, we'll test it out by running the other unit and seeing what results we get from the same thing. That's how we troubleshoot. If it is the unit that's broken, I will just, for fuck's sake. So, these people did not store the batteries outside the machine, and here we go. We'll see if I gotta repair it, or if it's gonna work out the package. This is bad. So one thing you gotta be concerned with is you can break the spring part off if you are not careful. So I am gonna go get my repair kit together, and we shall tackle this. Alright, so we're gonna attempt to fix this. We've got vinegar, any kind is fine, Q-tips, a toothbrush, and a flathead screwdriver. So I haven't had to do one like this in a long time, where the coil part is fused to the back of the battery. So what I'm going to try to do here is stretch it out a bit and add vinegar to it and let it eat the hell out of whatever is binding it. That is going to be quite sizzly. I don't know if the mic will pick up how sizzly that is, but it's going. You can see the bubbles there. That's the reaction. That's an alkaline battery with a mild acid, and they're neutralizing each other. This will help not break that coil if I can dissolve what's holding it in place. I don't know if the coil breaking would necessarily ruin the toy. I think it might not produce enough pressure to hold the battery in place, is what I'm guessing would happen. Honestly, it looks like the coil may have gone inside the... Oh, there we go. Gone inside the battery, and it did. It pushed the bottom of the battery into, like, the body of the battery. Alright, and there we are, and that coil is actually totally clean. So, after we got it out from the inside of the battery itself. Alright. So then, the other side's a bit more conventional. What you do is you take your flathead, and you want to knock all of the crap off of this coil, and off of the other side. Usually the other side doesn't have anything, but it's really at the bottom of the coil you gotta get. just as much of it as you can will reduce the amount of vinegar and the time you have to spend dissolving stuff. You just gotta be careful not to break it. Alright, so then you take your toothbrush here, and you can just kind of scrape out the rest of it. Just do like a soft bristle kid's toothbrush is what I got. Obviously you don't use your working toothbrush for this. And then you just apply the vinegar to anywhere you see that alkaline deposit. And you have like an application end and then like a swabby end, because that makes a chemical reaction. It turns blue. Couldn't tell you why. And then you can kind of pick it up with the other end when you're done, so you don't leave any kind of weird residues or anything. But generally, like 1 or 2 applications, and you'll be good to go. And then I just wait until it stops sizzling. And then I swab it out with the other side to clean it. Alright. I think we're good. If not, I'll have to go grab some more Q-tips. We have some batteries off the table here. And we're good to go. Now we're going to see, or we're not. The batteries may be dead. 5. Or 6, 2, 1, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We now know that this works. Now, for science sake, the other one I was doing upright. Does it make a difference? 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. So we know the unit works and we know the cards work. Now we have to determine what's wrong with this unit. What are we going to do with it? All right. So we are upright. Didn't read the card. So there's something wrong with this. And we know it's not the card. So I'm just going to look in it real quick. So all it is teeth, it appears, that move dependent on you sliding the card in. And I don't see a difference between the two. That means this one's not sellable, and I don't think it's going to be anything I can fix. Decided it was 6 that time. 5, unless I switch these, which is entirely possible. No, that's the other one, because it had the... I put Duracells in the other one. And if it's not reliable, I can't send it out. Like, that's just how it is. I'm not going to be bothered with a return. So I won't even read the card sometimes. 3. Now could be the batteries. And that's our science here. So I will now swap the batteries. because we know these are fine. I'm going to put my good one here so we know for sure which is which. We're going to try this again. Same batteries. We're going to try laying it down and see if we can get through all 5 cards. And then if I can do it upright with all 5 cards, we can blame batteries. Because this so far is fine. This is what happened before. It couldn't read 1. It just read it as 5. So I am not going to be selling this unit. There's something wrong with it. I don't know what. And quite frankly, I don't think I care enough to take it apart. So we're going to toss it. That sucks. That's a bit of profit down the drain there, but that's the risk you take buying thrift stuff. So what I have now is a totally functional unit. Tested. We're good. And we have 6 cards for it that are in good shape. And then I'm going to keep the cards from this one that are in good shape, which is 4 of them. I'll put that away. And then we have our 2 sets of here and now pieces. And we have some bonus stuff. So what are we getting for this right now? If I still have this one. So we're just going to throw banking into my store. And that'll tell me all the banking units I have. I've sold out of my banking units. So this is good. I'm going to have to revive a listing. Oh, so we have the electronic banking here and now tokens here. So I'm going to add 2 to that. And we have this electronic banking left. Voice banking. And then Monopoly Junior. I sold all my other ones. So revive that listing with 6 cards. And I'll get a total in just a second here. Alright, so 1 unit down, but the other one's good. And then the 2 sets of tokens. So I augmented my listings, brought 1 back. That puts us here. So near break even, obviously would have been way over if that other unit worked. But I did get some bonus stuff too that I can incorporate into other listings later. So it wasn't totally a loss. Alright, so we got 2 that I pick up sometimes, Here and Now and Miss Monopoly. This one I run into a lot. Really did not do what they were intending it to do. I grab it because it has unique tokens. And it has modern money, which is good for everything. Here and Now has its own token sets. And I think that's it. But I got this for like 75 cents because if you look at the box, it's utterly annihilated. Kind of just whatever. So the money's good. I didn't notice that. If I were to try to sell this, you can't really see it until you look at the back of the box, but somebody punched a hole in it. Good job. That would have been a bummer, but I don't live that life. I don't do the whole games thing. That's somebody else's gig. And that's why, like I mentioned, volume pricing, why that's really good for me and good for other people. I'm happy to sell parts. That's all I want to do most of the time. Other people want to assemble and ship bigger things. They have more space. They're more inclined to do it. I might do it myself, in 20 years or whatever, when I retire. But I'm not doing it today. So that works out for both of us. We can get the parts to complete things cheaply. I can move parts. So Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the white. I have some listings of this already. It kind of doesn't matter. This is missing stuff, but I don't care because it's nothing I needed. It's missing like houses. It's weird. Got hotels, but not houses. Whatever, not a problem. All right. Now, I do notice Miss Monopoly has a huge stack of money. So I might be able to chop that up and get 2 stacks. More conventional style. This is destroyed big time. We got the here and now money. I don't know if I have any of it. So the easiest way to check is go to my store. Then I'll punch in here. Something vague. So we have here and now World Edition tokens, here and now tokens, which I'm looking in here and these are the wrong tokens to this game. Whatever. Stack of money, I got 1. So I'm gonna go look at the listing itself and see how long I've had that stack of money for sale. And I've had that stack of money for sale 300 days. Nobody's looked at it. So volume pricing, I don't know, whatever. I think just for the sake that I would have to put it all together, I'm not going to bother with it today. So yeah, so somebody, this is a mess. There's different eras of hotels, houses, pieces. So this is not the here and now set in here. This is just regular Monopoly tokens. It's a mix of houses and hotels. So I don't think I'm going to get anything out of this, actually. Unless I could make a classic 10 count with that cannon I just grabbed, which I don't think I can. I think I need horsemen at the moment. Yeah, no. This was bust for me. So I'll probably pass on this unless well, actually, I got it for 75 cents. On principle, I would have grabbed it. All right. We'll sort this and get pricing on the last 2 monopolies. All right. So we have our Miss Monopoly tokens. We have 6 from the classic 10 count in that here and now box for no apparent reason. So adding 4 from my back stock, I have a classic 10 count. And then the Miss Monopoly being super money heavy, I had enough spare money to make 2 other listings. So I threw in some parts to get a bit more value on this. That puts us here. So we're done with monopolies, and then we got the coup de grace here, the Captain Sonar to look at. All right, so board games we buy, games for parts, games that are playable, games that are collectible. So this is an indie game. I don't know where it's going to fall. I did look up comps whenever I bought it, which was actually a while ago. It's been in my pile. I just haven't gotten to it. So what you're looking for is something that sounds interesting. Oh, I can probably just adjust that. Yeah, Captain Sonar. So something that sounds interesting. So immediately, these are stacked like this on the shelf. Captain Sonar. What the fuck is that? And then when it has people's names on it, it's probably an indie thing, or if it was created by a team. A lot of board games come from Kickstarter. And what I have found in my experience is that, so first of all, they have scarcity built in. You get in on the Kickstarter and you get the game, but it's never going to be like mass produced more than likely. You're not going to find it outside of that environment. You'll find it online, maybe. So they can run out of production. The other half of this, though, is that when you do stuff on Kickstarter, you're paying into concept of something. It doesn't exist. It's going to exist theoretically. And about half the time when I pick up games from that environment, when I open them, they have never been played. Because people get on board. They want to be a part of something. It doesn't necessarily mean that they want to play this game desperately and are willing to fund it. It might be that it's, an online friend doing a thing, or they just want to be part of a community. They throw a few bucks in. 4 years later, they get a box in the mail. And it's Captain Sonar, perhaps, or something like it. And, now they don't play board games with friends anymore. They've moved. Maybe it went to a different house. It may be that just time went on and that person doesn't care about this anymore. Or just cared about being a part of getting it off the ground and never wanted it. So, I grab these as well because sometimes I can list them as new, which obviously dramatically increases value at times. Unpunched new. Why did they tape it like this? This is really obnoxious. Alright, here we go. So, I'm trying to get the tape off without ruining the box. Box is not perfect, but we can make it as good as we can. Someday when my kids are older, I'll probably actually play these before I sell them, but right now they're too young to really do much of nothing as far as games go. I definitely gotta get the price off. I paid $4 for this. I was willing to pay full price on it because I looked up comps, and I don't remember what those comps said at this moment because this was quite a while ago. In fact, I could tell you this was at least a month and a half ago, because the sticker's green, which would be on sale last week, but I got it when it just dropped, and I have left sticker residue. Those are the theft, or not theft proof, I suppose, or fraud proof. You might say stickers from Goodwill, so you can't take a sticker off of something and put it on something else and get a better deal. People are dicks and will do that. Weird, because most people wouldn't do that at a convention store. So I'm hoping that everything in here is unpunched and it's never been played. That is a plastic sheet. Two of them. Board, a very long board, in fact. Doesn't even look like you would use it. Like, it looks like it's more of a DM screen. That's odd. It might be that this runs kind of like Battleship and you can't have people seeing what you're doing, because that would explain why he would have this. And you can tell it's never been unfolded. We have a whole bunch of markers. And we have these screens, so I think this is probably exactly like Battleship. And you would write on these with these dry erase markers to say, like, I'm blowing stuff up, or and like this. Yeah, this was never, I don't think this was played. I think this was unpacked. Bravo map. I think it was unpacked and nobody did anything with it. Have to go through and make sure everything's complete. Hopefully it's not missing anything, because there's really nothing in it other than these boards. Like a warning, please remove and discard plastic before use. Oh, so maybe you put the plastic over the board rather than right on the board. Captain Sonar brand markers. We got 4, 6, 8 of those. and 8 extra erasers. Yeah, this may have been played, or it may have been played once. Or set up and never played. Hard to say. Put those markers back, though. Alright, so we're looking for a list of stuff that should be in this box. It'll probably be here. Components, 2 sets of 12 roll sheets. Team yellow, team blue. First mate, engineer, 5 captain sheets, 5 radio operator sheets, 2 transparent sheets, 8 markers, 2 screens. Yeah, so this is your team, and you put the screen up so you guys are on a team but are on opposite sides of a table. So without going back through it, I'm going to assume we can have the whole thing. Of course, I'll check before I actually list it. So let's look up Captain Sonar now. All right. We have 119 Captain Sonars. It looks like it was released, so that's 2nd edition. We got that going for $60 with 6 watchers. Then we have another one. This one is just called Sonar, though. It's a different logo. We have an upgrade. We have the one that we have. Those are like $30. We have some screens. So Sonar is made by the same people. 2017 for Sonar. Now, what year is this? I'm going to guess Captain Sonar came after Sonar. I don't see a year on it. Let me see on the bottom. No, 2016. Interesting. Okay. Effectively looks like it has the same parts. But anyways. Pricing's good, right? On Captain Sonar. Not so much on Sonar. Then 2nd edition. Alright. 119 on Captain Sonar. We've got 59 sold. Right here we got the same one we have pre-owned, $38. And that's why I grabbed it for $4. So pre-owned, look at it, $38.40, somewhere in there. I don't want to hang on to this thing forever. So we're going to be the cheapest one out here. And that's my goal. So I'm probably going to do 20 and shipping. So I only paid $4 for it. So that's a good profit and it'll get it out the door fast. That's what we're going to do. The shipping, the overage that I pass on. I don't pass on my discount to customers. I keep that to pay for the packaging and for the fee to sell it. So it just kind of makes my math easier. But there we are. So if our other unit was working, this would have been better. And if we had the right pieces and some of the other stuff, it would have been better. But still, this is a good triple up for us. So, and this should move pretty quick. It is holidays. I'm selling stuff as I'm doing this video. I sold 2 or 3 items while I was sitting here. And it was mostly board game parts, in fact. I can't do it without doxing people, but I sold Life and Monopoly stuff while I was sitting here. So, if you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.